So I'm part of 360 Digital Influence, which is part of a very large group named Ogilvy. And to give you an idea of how large they actually are, I just want to give you a bit of background. They were founded in 1948, and at the moment are over probably 16,000 employees, with 450 offices worldwide and 120 countries. Obviously, over 50 languages are spoken. And in terms of revenue, in 2009 we had 1.8 billion US dollars. I don't have the one for 2010 because it's probably a little bit early, but yeah, that's to give you an idea, as I said.
Stop this in.
If you could, yeah, it'd be great. Okay, and now continuing. These are just a few of the companies that are part of Ogilvy, but most of them have offices in London as well. That's why I only wrote about those. So first of all, Ogilvy PR, which has as sub-practice, let's say, 360 Digital Influence, which I'm part of. Obviously they deal with PR, and 360 Digital Influence does online word of mouth marketing and influencer marketing. And why I wanted to make this difference, I'm going to tell you right now, because we have a digital practice in pretty much every company that's part of Ogilvy. However, we all do something different in terms of online. Neo at Ogilvy, that you're going to see there, is digital media planning and buying. So basically, they're only managing paid media rather than earned media, and we're trying to focus on online word-of-mouth marketing, which is rather earned and owned, and we're not touching the paid one, which Ogilvy Neo deals with.
Daniela,
yeah.
Can you just speak up a little? I think
I'm trying, but it's just very difficult for my throat.
Oh,
but I'm doing my best. I will. Is anyone actually able to listen to what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah? No? Okay. I'm gonna try.
If you guys can't hear, feel free to move up.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to be able to talk louder than this. And there are all other companies, Ogilvy Advertising, which obviously deal with brand advertising, Ogilvy One, direct and digital marketing, and many others. One of those that are really interesting from my point of view is Redwork, the last one, because they're actually doing production of videos, and they're being used as a resource for pretty much all the companies. In order to integrate a video, you kind of need to go to them and so on. So this is, in a nutshell, about Ogilvy and Mather. And if this is going to work, I'm going to be able to go to the next slide. Yeah. And going back to 360 Digital Influence, as I said, we're doing online word-of-mouth marketing, which is, we're trying to engage with influencers, which might be in social grassroots or leaders of certain industries and so on. So both of them, we're trying to engage them into a conversation with us, to spread word of mouth of brands and clients and so on. We're using an integrated approach to social media marketing, and as I said, we're pretty much focusing on earned media and owned media. Although, for example, if a client comes to us with a brief, we're kind of have to integrate paid media as well, of course, in the strategy and planning, but we're just commissioning that to an external company, which, well, external is a way of saying it because it can be inside the same group, which is easier for us because we're all in the same building, and it's basically a bit difficult to say that we're different companies. We're just different floors rather than different companies. We consider ourselves experts in social media marketing and communications, and we have a very wide network, which is our unique selling proposition from my point of view, because if you go to a small boutique agency for social media, you're not going to be able, as a large brand, to consider it your social media hub globally, and most companies, this is what they're looking for. They're not looking for, I don't know, 100 companies to work with in various countries. They're happy to work with one company in all countries. Oops. And this is not helping me. Okay. Well, again, just to give you an idea, 27 countries, 7 time zones and 4 regions, and this is referring only to the digital influence practice. It's not referring, as before, the entire group. Oh my God.
The nearest one to you.
Yeah, this is the one that I keep pressing. Come on. Well, I think I'd just rather do this in this case. And this is what we believe that social media has never had, and it is actually a fundamental shift in the way we behave and communicate. I'm sure that pretty much everyone in this room should at least agree with that statement, because that's why you're studying social media. So I'm just going to try to support this with a bit of facts that I found online in studies and statistics and so on that I consider quite interesting and important and I'd like to share with you. So this is how social media has actually grown in the last 3 or 4 years, let's say. In the US, the number of people using social networks have grown 41%, and that was data from 2009, which is, you can imagine that now it's a little bit larger than that, so more than 250 million users. The European Facebook use grew 314% in 2009, again, which is an extraordinary growth for any type of social network, or any type of website, basically, if you think about visitors as well, to have such a growth in only a few years. China hit 1 billion QQ usernames in 2010, that being a very localized social network that they're using at the moment. It's very popular. And I'm using as examples China, Brazil and Japan because obviously they're very important from a point of view of economic growth. So I'm going to refer to those. Again, Japan, Mixi users are up 200% since July 2007 when they actually started. And 86% of Brazil's internet population participates in social networks, which is very interesting considering the level of economic growth again in Brazil, and the fact that it's a very important country from an economic perspective. 1.3 million social media users in South Africa, which doesn't actually have a very wide coverage of internet use, so that's quite good, I would say. Again, there are, well, at this point probably over 75 million visits of Twitter each month, because they said that took like 1 or 2 months ago, and 50 million tweets each day. For Facebook, as you probably already know, because this has been probably all over newspapers and so on lately, there are 590 million people on Facebook. Probably now over 600 million, I would say, and 58% of online users globally have created a social network profile. Again, compared to social media, search engine marketing is again a very important part of it, as you probably already know. So I just wanted to make you aware that of some statistics again. Apparently 93% of Americans researched online before making an in-store purchase, and 25% of search results for the world's top 20 brands are links to user-generated content. And I've chosen this statistics because basically the user-generated content comes from social networks and social media, any type of blog and so on, any type of online information. Globally, apparently we trust our peers most for product recommendations. And this is just the statistics made by Nielsen. And 90% of those that were interviewed, and I think it only refers to the US, not to the entire population of the globe, trust recommendations from people that they know, and 70% of those interviewed were actually trusting consumer opinions posted online, even if you don't know someone. Basically, you just go to a website and you read some recommendations and you automatically believe them, although it could be someone that's trying to promote that sort of product, or someone who has an issue, a competitor, whatever. So you just automatically believe them, which is very interesting from my point of view. Again, the use of search for finding products has increased lately, and that's just to prove what I've been saying. And very interesting how Google and Facebook have lately become competitors in terms of search. Although at the very beginning, of course, we all associate Google with search engine and so on, obviously, and Facebook was not exactly that strong. Apparently in May 2010, Facebook managed to kind of get in this game of search engine and actually mastering it, which was a surprise for pretty much everyone. As I'm sure you all know, because I can see around here a lot of iPhone 4s and so on, mobile use of internet has increased, and we hope that by 2014 will probably be more use than desktop internet. Again, a few data about China. 70% of people believe that traditional media influence is not that important anymore, basically. And 31% said that an online comment from a stranger with experience would influence that decision. Again, stranger with experience is not like you're gonna know what happened. It's just the person who basically posts a comment and you're gonna assume it's correct and he has that sort of experience. For US, 34 to 50% trust online friends and strangers with experience. And European Union, again, people trust family, friends and strangers with experience, the same type of idea. I'm just going to go directly to things that might actually interest you a bit more, because those statistics you can find online as well. So this is what we as a company offer for our clients. We have enterprise social media services, which refers to giving training to clients. It doesn't refer to any planning, any strategy, anything like that. They just come to us because they would like to develop an internal department for social media, for example, and they need someone to establish some sort of guidelines and give them some advice on that and training. So that's, yeah.
Can you tell us some examples?
Example of training, no, because I wasn't part of any.
You create their Facebook profile or their Twitter, and tell them how to respond and what email account to create.
No, you develop the social media department within an organization, so it's not a particular page.
That's right.
So you go to the organization and you develop the department, the office within that. So if, for instance, we are at Middlesex, we have a marketing office, but there is the new trend at the moment that you develop a social media office or digital marketing office, but social media office is the new kind of term. Yeah, so you go there, one of these companies goes there and says you need 5 people or 3 people, you need to have these platforms, you need to have these particular tools in order to develop these departments. So it's not just a Facebook or just a Twitter. It's you pick the right people.
Trying to train them on how to develop their own strategy and their own planning farther on. So you just go there and they're going to hire some people who have probably a level of knowledge in terms of social media, but not that much, and therefore you have to train them on exactly how to do things, but you're not doing it for them. It's just basically providing training, that's all.
You show them how they do it, how they should do it.
So you act more like a consultant?
Yes, exactly.
For social media?
This is one of the services that we're offering as well, but I'm not going to be focusing on that because I thought this would not exactly be of high interest for you.